James, honey, did something happen to you? After we got separated in that long hallway? Are you confusing me with someone else? You were always so forgetful. Remember that time in the hotel?
Maria?
You said you took everything, but you forgot that videotape we made. I wonder if it's still there.
How do you know about that? Aren't you Maria?
Before I get into the nitty gritty, I want to preface this by saying this is not meant to attack people for enjoying things. Life is hard. Finding things we enjoy is important, really important. I would know, given I have a chronic disease. If you want to know, it's CMT disease, but I don't really want to get much into that because I don't want to dump all that on you. But games are really important to me, and escapism is really important to me. Many may call me a Zoomer as some sort of, I don't know, insult, but I've probably played the trilogy games more than they have, really. I mean, I'm 18, not some old guy. I mean, I kind of grew up with them. I didn't grow up with them in 2001. I was not even born yet, but you know what I mean. These criticisms are coming from passion for these games and not hate for people who enjoy the newer titles. Though it seems many of you people who defend the remake do it either dishonestly or do it with an avoidance tactic. It feels very dishonest. I've talked to so many people online about this game, and it always comes, I know, and it always results in insults or using the phrase, "What does it matter?" or "It's just a video game." I mean, it's so disheartening to see that conversation or debate can lead to such vitriol or just plain dishonesty. I swear one day people will get killed for just saying a game is bad, Charlie Kirk style. I mean, which I disavow, but like, I swear it's gonna happen one day. Now that we've gotten into the intro, let's get into what I wanted to talk about. The graphics may be improved, but the atmosphere and dreamy feeling of the original is completely gone. What I can compare it to is those RTX remakes of like older games or more low poly games like Mario. It feels like that when you compare the two games. I mean, it was meant not to mimic real life, but to be dreamy and unsettling. At least when it came to the fog. Part of the reason it was that way, and part of the reason it was that way was because of the older graphics. That I mean, that's just kind of a fact. Older graphics kind of added to that fear factor, I would say. And while in the remake the fog is wispy and unnatural, it's not really the same. The fog is effective because of the isolation and fear of what could be ahead. It's a tool used by Silent Hill to intentionally extract negative energy. Most of the time in the remake, the fog is brighter than it should be in places, and then darker where it shouldn't be. I don't know how to explain it. And good God, This new, poorly optimized version is far from what had come before. When it comes to carefully and expertly crafted experiences, like the original Silent Hill is, little things do matter, and it'd be a lie to say they don't. Whew, boy. This is probably the worst part of the game. It was such an integral part of the original. I mean, there's only 2 characters here that don't feel completely bastardized, being Laura and James, but I think they're kind of hard to fuck up. Well, James, I don't know about James. He's still a little, he doesn't feel like James. That's all I can say. Laura's hard to fuck up. I mean, frankly, she looks like she did in monographics, albeit a little uncanny and weird. I mean, not like in a horror way where it makes it scary or makes it more. It's not intentional. I don't think it was intentional. There was no like actual what do you call it, intention behind that to make it like uncanny. No, they just kind of made Laura look really weird. I mean, it doesn't really matter all that much, but little things matter. Okay. James, well, I like the look of him, and I think his voice is actually pretty good. He does not resemble the James Sunderland I know.
How can you sit there and eat pizza?
You said a fatso like me would just slow her down.
Forget you.
One thing I will say is that Maria won't shut the fuck up when she's following me. And speaking of Maria, let's get to Maria now. Maria is portrayed exceptionally bad. And Bluebrew's portrayal is pretty tone deaf to what the character's intention and meaning was in the original. I mean, she's being made from James' ideal version of his late wife, Mary. One that is tainted with his sexual desire. In the original, she was portrayed as beautiful, provocative, dressed thinly, with her belly exposed, and having a butterfly tattoo above her womb area. In the remake, however, she's completely off. First of all, her face model looks horrible for the character they want to portray. She looks like some crack whore you'd find, I don't know, behind a Wendy's, or in the Bronx. And it feels like it's deliberately made to uglify her. And I can kind of see Bluebird doing that. I really do. Having a pretty woman is not bad, apparently. I guess, like, can't have that now, can we? I mean, seriously, why do we give every female now a man job? Her outfit is censored and now is some weird dress with a jacket, which, first of all, I think it looks dog shit compared to her original outfit. And it's not even just because I think it's more hot. I literally just think it looks better. And now her tattoo, her butterfly tattoo that was above her womb, is now placed around her neck, which is why. Now in modern movie fashion, she makes fun of her old outfit.
Hey, you think I'd look good in this one?
Sure.
Not quite the ringing endorsement, but hey, I'll take it.
In the final sequence, spoilers, she gets, when she gets stabbed by the pyramid heads, it's off screen.
James!
Leave her alone! Leave us both the hell alone!
Now, Eddie went from a character you can sympathize with, but not endorsed. He's now a clear-cut psychopath. Eddie in the OG was a bullied fat kid. Eddie is what happens when one starts rationalizing murder in their head. And when one goes on to cause violence because of their unaddressed anger. Now he's a lot different, but one of the largest elephants in the room regarding Eddie is his adaptation for modern graphics and design. Good God, is he ugly. I know he wasn't some good-looking guy in the OG, but he just looked like a fat 23-year-old man dressed like a middle schooler, kind of, or childishly, I would say. Now he looks like a 50-year-old divorced dad. I really hate it. It doesn't even add to the horror or story. It just detracts. Also, it does seem to me they made Eddie less sympathetic because he's a blonde white guy with blue eyes and is fat. Can't have one of those sympathetic in this day and age, can we? Angela is probably the worst in my opinion. The original, she was meant to be anorexic, looking anorexic, and look older than she was because of the stress, even though she's like 19. Even some inspiration for her, I believe, was the portrayal of Sandra Bullock in The Net. Even though she is 19, she has like the tone and mannerism almost akin to a child, or very childish and infant-like, I would say. One of the coolest facts I learned about the original was she was both voiced and mocapped by a 40-year-old woman, which adds to that aspect of her being kind of aged up and being infantilized, and exacerbates that infantilization of her character. And now she just looks like some random frumpy 19-year-old girl. I mean, no anorexia-esque body type, and a face that I would probably say looks closer to a man than a woman, really. I mean, seriously, good God, is her face just horrendous. I mean, I've seen some of the art they did for her for the remake, and for some reason, that like design of her just did not carry over to the final product, which is really weird because it was actually pretty good. And when it comes to her voice acting, it doesn't it feels stiff and kind of modern. It feels it's too normal and flat. I mean, it doesn't have any of that childish kind of aspect to it, that tone. Her body proportions are also very severely off. Like, she looks very silly. I'm seriously, it lost his soul heavily. Okay, I'm recording this after the fact, after I started editing the video, so I'll probably sound a little different. But about the music in the game, let's get to that. One thing I did notice was the music was a lot more uniform, I would say. Less experimental, and some tracks are way worse, if not completely changed tone-wise. The track, Betrayal, which one of my favorite tracks, it's a masterpiece off, was made less devastating and wholly, be more epic and more spectacle-y than anything else. Theme of Laura sounds less like a song you would find in, randomly at a bar in the middle of, like, I don't know, Texas, and more like the artistic shit you get out of the music industry nowadays. It really does not have that oomph, And while Akira Yamaoka is an amazing composer, don't get me wrong here, I feel like he was told by the people to be less experimental. Of course, this is speculation. Of course, given Bloober team hired both Akira Yamaoka and Masahiro Ito, and Ito experienced some creative walls because the team wanted to censor it for a more sensitive audience. It feels like they did that with Akira, and I find it reprehensible, honestly. So, you guys remember the Callisto Protocol? Because I do. And for some reason, the game's combat is very similar. And somehow, the remake does not get enough flack for it. I mean, seriously, the game is clunky, and feels horrendous. The shooting, albeit, alright, is something you'd find in a Roblox game. If not, Roblox would do it better. The recoil feels very shitty, and the way it interacts with the player is so off. It feels horrible. I mean, seriously, James reloads like someone that has used guns before, and swings melee weapons the same like he's trained. It makes no damn sense. I mean, James is just a clerk. In the original, he shot and hit things like a wimp. Why change that? It makes the horror feel less impactful. The original gameplay was in service to the story. It's not the best gameplay, of course. I mean, listen, I'm not saying it's peak gameplay, but it's way better than the remake. The camera being over the shoulder also does detract from it, because it feels like it's copying like Resident Evil and the remakes, or The Last of Us. Part of the reason is like the camera, you see what's in front of you, but in the original, like, it had set camera angles and tank controls, which kind of added to that horror and kind of wondering what's in front of you. Both this game and Silent Hill F have the same philosophy, and with combat and many other aspects from Silent Hill Homecoming. Probably one of the worst entries with some of the most dog shit combat, and yet people have eaten this up like pigs eating slop. It's so low effort combat, and you will get killed. Just the only way you can get killed in this combat is when you start feeling sleepy. One of the original's cool quirks with the camera was acting like a foreign observer and not showing the enemies in front of you, which I said before. Please, for the love of God, Silent Hill should go back to tank controls. Just like modern, like Final Fantasy, needs to go back to turn-based. I really doubt modern gamers are that technologically retarded and fagged out to not be able to operate tank controls. Or maybe I'm wrong. Most people defend slop nowadays. Can't be too generous, I guess. The graphics and lighting may look more realistic, if you can call it that. It's more uncanny than anything to me, but it is nowhere near the artistic, and it's nowhere near as artistically and passionately put together. I mean, the Maria jail scene is the biggest crime the remake has when it comes to the scenes and the artistry. The shadows don't shroud her face in the original, like the original, which takes the symbolism of her being a woman who is not real and just made from James' psyche away. When she says, "I'm not your Mary."
James, honey, did something happen to you? After we got separated in that long hallway? Are you confusing me with someone else? You were always so forgetful. Remember that time in the hotel?
Maria?
You said you took everything, but you forgot that videotape we made. I wonder if it's still there.
How do you know about that? Aren't you Maria?
I'm not your Mary.
So, you're Maria?
I am. If you want me to be.
All I want from you is an answer.
It doesn't matter who I am. I'm here for you, James. See? I'm real.
Maria? Maria! I thought that thing killed you. Are you hurt?
Not at all, silly.
But the thing... It stabbed you. There was blood everywhere.
Stabbed me? What do you mean?
It chased us to the elevator and then...
James. What are you talking about?
Just before. Don't you remember?
James? Honey? Did something happen to you? After we got separated in that long hallway? Are you confusing me with someone else? You were always so forgetful. Remember that time in the hotel?
Maria?
You said you took everything. But you forgot that videotape we made. I wonder if it's still there.
How do you know about that? Aren't you Maria?
I'm not your Mary.
So you are Maria.
I am. If you want me to be.
All I want from you is an answer.
Doesn't matter who I am. I am here for you, James. See? I'm real. Don't you want to touch me?
I don't know.
Well. If you happen to make up your mind. I'll be waiting.
I'll find some way to... I'll come back, I promise.
She's less sharp and cold, again removing that symbolism and reality that she is basically a succubus to make James suffer. That sharp, cold line being the peak of her manipulation. I mean, seriously, the remake's version of the pyramid introduction also was made less disturbing for some fucking reason. barely anything is shown when he assaults that mannequin sexually. Why? Why? The camera also is less voyeuristic when he's in the closet, and also the movements of Pyramid Head are less. They look really goofy, and I don't think it's that modern games can't do that. What the original did with his movements and his erratic movements, I believe they could adapt it, but I think they were just, that incompetent that they were not able to make that happen at all. Okay, I forgot to mention this. The Maria's campaign, Born from a Wish, is completely fucking removed, and likely in Konami fashion is going to be bloated paid DLC or just not going to be added. I mean, it's been a while since this game came out, so probably that. This game is nowhere near worth $70. Not at all. And is not worth getting over anything else on the market right now. Just buy Clair Obscur. Or if you want more survival horror oriented things, emulate the original games, or get Resident Evil like games, Tormented Souls, Fatal Frame, Signalis, or Crow Country. I mean, I'm seriously, dog. At the end of the day, this is all my opinion, of course. Feel free to criticize, disagree with me. That's fine with me. Or just tell me you wish I was dead. I really don't care. I don't have much going on. Also, I lied. This is my second favorite game compared to Silent Hill 3. I just kind of wanted to add that in as a little clickbait, One thing I don't like is the amount of gaslighting there has been around this game. You can't even criticize the female characters' designs without being called a grifter. You call these people fans, and yet you can't even engage properly with, people who are trying to preserve the original, It's crazy. And even though I may not agree with Synthetic Man on everything, his Silent Hill 2 video was exactly at what I feel, and what many others feel that have actually played the original, and not just, parroting that they have played the original. An actual good analysis video was the Silent Hill 2 remake video by the Firelink Conspiracy. Very good videos. I recommend you check him out. He is cool. I'm gonna be honest, guys. I think this game will lose traction later down the line, and I think it will be remembered or forgotten. But if it's not forgotten, it will be kind of remembered as kind of shit. Of course, I'm not saying that's true. The truth. I'm not saying it will happen, but I feel like that will happen. And it should be rightly criticized on the ground. Same with Silent Hill F. Dear Lord, I will get to that. I will get to Silent Hill F. And if you guys want me to make a video on Silent Hill F, I will. I swear to God, I will. But for now, that is all. Don't moral fag, and stay safe. Go to church.
I'm Hitler's top guy. What am I gonna do? Adolf Hitler chose me to lead the revolution.